In this nitty-gritty Let's Play live stream, we're going to be playing American Mah Jongg at Mahjong Time using the 2024 National Mah Jongg League card. If you've not tried playing at Mahjong Time yet, look for my email in the video description below. Send me an email and I'll reply with information about their 30-day VIP trial. Today's topic is on strategy by wall and sacrifice. Sacrificing tiles in order to get to the next step and still develop your hand. So hopefully this presentation will help, and then we'll do gameplay with commentary where we'll look for opportunities to practice sacrificing tiles and observing what happens. And usually you can recover if you have to sacrifice a tile. So that will be the goal for today. Before we get to the presentation, I just want to give a shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for supporting MAHJLIFE, including our newest channel member, Sherry. I appreciate the support so much. I just saw the comment that Debbie's playing Mahjong right now. May all your picks be keepers, especially because I'm not at the table. So you go, girl. All right, now we're going to get started on this presentation first. It's really short. I just want to make a few points, and then we'll do gameplay with commentary for the rest of the session. Thank you for being here. Evelyn, hello. Susan, welcome. Hi, Abby. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Well, once I get the presentation going. So bear with me for just a minute. Oh, I just clicked the wrong thing. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, now what have I done here? Huh. Okay, let me just check. Can everybody hear me and see me all right? Hi, JL. Okay, I think we're good. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, here we go. We're going to talk about sacrifice. Okay. Okay, thumbs up. Excellent. Brr, Shelby. Hope you got socks on. Okay, here we go. So, sacrifice. It's a deliberate act, deliberately giving something up for the sake of other considerations. You got to be intentional about it, and it's okay to sacrifice tiles that you need. Typically, you can recover. During the Charleston, you could, for example, relinquish a potential keeper in order to get a full pass on the first left or last right. So instead of passing blind, if you're in between, sacrifice a tile to get a full pass. And it's very situational. So hopefully we'll see some examples where we can talk through the decision making. So it's situational, but you could consider relinquishing a potential keeper in order to maybe get a better keeper, a more powerful keeper in another pass. You could also relinquish a needed tile in the second left in order to keep the Charleston going. This is one moment in the Charleston that's pivotal, because if you stop the Charleston, which you can, it's your prerogative to stop the Charleston. Anybody can do it, no questions asked. If you stop the Charleston and someone says to you, don't you have 3 tiles to pass? Don't feel obligated to answer. Plead the fifth, because you don't have to give an answer. It's every player's prerogative to stop the Charleston. However, if you do stop the Charleston, you could be turning down another 12 tiles, potentially 12 tiles that can maybe help you with hand development. Because once you stop the Charleston, the person sitting across from you will likely not participate in an optional lacrosse. And let me tell you, if you do an optional lacrosse after stopping the Charleston and you say you want 3 tiles, it's not going to be pretty. You will get the side eye from your opponents. So consider relinquishing a tile that you might need in order to continue. And then that option, that cross pass, is the only sticky point. So you may need to sacrifice a tile there in the second left, but you're going to get 3 tiles that could have a tile that you won't need. And then maybe you can mitigate risk and then whittle out options, pass across, and then pass blind in the last right if you need to. Also, you could relinquish a useless pair. There's a joker tactic called joker bait. Joker bait is when you keep a unneeded pair in your hand, and then around in the middle of the game, you discard one of those tiles to coax an exposure with a joker from an opponent. And then on your next turn, you do the exchange to get a joker. But that tactic doesn't work until the middle of the game, typically. Between 70 and let's say 50 tiles remaining. That's the point in the game where joker bait might give you an opportunity. So if you have a useless pair during the Charleston, that's way too early in the game. It's better to give up on that so that you can mitigate risk in your passes, or maybe even pass fully or keep the Charleston going. So try not to be distracted by joker bait during the Charleston. Here's an example of a hand. This is after the Charleston. Here, or actually this is during the Charleston. We're on the second Charleston. I need to update that title up there. So we're in the second Charleston here. We're passing left. We have 2, 5, 6, 8, 9 in BAMs, pair 6, pair 8. We have an 8 crack pair, 1 dot pair, 8 dot, and a 3 dot. So if these were my tiles, we could maybe play a 2, 4, 6, 8 hand. We could maybe play 5 through 9. We could play like numbers with 8s or 6, 7, 8 of some kind. If these were my tiles, I probably would break up the 1 dot. During the Charleston, joker bait is not useful whatsoever. You've got to get that pair all the way to the middle point of the game, which will be right around where the break in the wall is here. That's a long way to have to keep that pair. So I would break it up and then sacrifice another tile. I'd probably pass the 1 dot, the 3 dot, and the 2 BAM because we have no 4. 2, 4, 6, 8 would be a long shot. I'd rather play consecutive run 6, 7, 8, 9 and look for 7s to help connect the tiles and play even 5 through 9. Because of the pair of 8 cracks and 8 BAMs, probably more of a 6, 7, 8, 9 hand would work here. But I would break up that 1 and pass it. So here's another example. We're doing the first, this is the first left. First left, someone's passing blind. We have 5, 6, 7, 8 in BAMs, pair 5, 8, 9 in cracks, pair 9, 5, 8, 9 in dots, pair 8. So here we have misfit multiples. We won't be able to use all these multiples just because of the tiles that we have at the moment. We have some big odd potential, but we also have 6, 7, 8, 9 potential. So probably what I would do with these tiles, I'd pass the red dragon. Then I would probably pass, let's see here, 5 dot, and then 8, 9, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9. I would probably pass the 8 crack, actually. 8 crack, 5 dot, red dragon. So I would sacrifice the 8 crack. If we were to get, let's say, a 7 dot, we could play 5, 6 BAM, 7, 8, and leverage that pair. We could also do it with a 7 crack. but we could also maybe do 5, 7, 7, 9 if a 7 came in. So there are a couple long shot options here, but I would say sacrificing the 8 probably would be best there. Okay, sacrifice a tile to ruin some. Well, we don't know anything about our opponent's hand right now. During the game where we see discards and exposures, that's when you can sacrifice from your own hand and then block your opponent. And that typically happens when you fold, which I believe is one of the another slide coming up. So here we're doing the optional across, and our opponent wants 3 tiles. We have the potential for news with dragons, but we have no flowers. We could maybe play like numbers with 4s and dragons, but we have no 4 crack. We could also maybe play, let's see, east west with 3 4. So here we're going to have to sacrifice something. I would probably pass the north, the 6 crack, and the red dragon, because if we were to get a 4 crack, we could even make that the Kong for the like number hand, and then have the 4.4 bam be the pairs. So I would pass north, red, 6 crack. That way we could play east and west with 3 4, 3 bam, 4 dot, or we could play like numbers with 4s and dragons. The east west with 3 4, that would be a no gap hand, and then we could maybe use that green dragon as joker bait. Hey Connor, yeah, would you mind grabbing my Mahjong card on the by the table in there? Do you see it against the wall? What? Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So now I have my card. Okay. So now here's where we're talking about it being in between and which way to go, what to sacrifice during the game. This is after the Charleston. You can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds of discards. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 rounds of discards went down. A 3 crack has been discarded, which we could call because we have 1 3 crack, 3 5 dot, no gaps, all multiples. I would claim that discard and let go of the potential for maybe 1 3 5 concealed. So I would expedite on hand development and go with an exposable hand. There is potential for the concealed hand here. So I would pung that 3 and then probably discard the 2 bam, and then later let the 3 bam go and focus on 1 3 3 5. Okay. So now this is where we're heading into the end game. And if you are playing a potential hand that has little promise, you may consider folding and blocking your opponents from winning and force a wall game, end in a draw, and then just start fresh. Because here we have a quint, 9 crack, 8 bam, south, second quint. We have a pair of flowers, and these are going to be risky. Let's see, at the moment, there are only 2 flowers out. So discarding, and this flower, incidentally, in front of us, out on the discard area here, that was discarded in probably the last 1 or 2 discards. So it went down and nobody took it, but there have been a couple of opportunities for players to get what they need. If this player discards a flower, it's going to be risky, but we have no, let's see, we could Kong the south, but we would need way more 8s. And I don't see any 8 bams out. So who knows where they are? This would be a long shot. So this player would need to decide, do they want to play to win? In which case they should discard those flowers. If they want to fold, hold the flowers and break up the hand. So you want to think about your potential to win, well, your potential to further develop your hand in this case, because we still have a lot of development to go before we can even think about winning. So you got to think about those things and make a decision on whether or not you're going to play to win or fold and block. Here's another example where you could relinquish a symbol tile instead of discarding a joker. Now here we have one discard, so we're not going to be discarding a joker here. And we clearly don't need the south. We're looking for eights here. Let's see, I want to see if there are any eights out. I see an 8 crack right there. So that 8 crack, we have 3 pungs with the help of jokers. We still need a Kong of flowers and a Kong of one of the 8s. So we're 1 away from ready in this case. One thing that you could consider, instead of discarding a joker, if you have enough of them anyway, to stay in a ready status, you could discard a symbol tile. And typically that works if you're ready to win on a pair or a single tile. You can earmark your jokers accordingly so that you can still maintain your status in hand development while not alerting the table that you're ready to win on a pair or a single tile. I need a better example for this one. So we're going to play at Mahjong Time, and then we're going to circle back depending on interest, and we're going to look at a risk assessment matrix. So let me stop sharing, and then we're going to go to Mahjong Time, and then we'll talk through hand development and the need to sacrifice, when to do it, why to do it, or really just the decision-making process, what to give up, when, and why. And then seeing the results and then recovering if need be. So here we have the game. We have a table we could play, but I'm not going to join that one. I'm going to go to another one. So let's see here. I'm boycotting that game. Let's see here. We're going to just join this one here. Let's see if we can get some players to our table. Let's see what we have there. Oh, there are players here creating tables with a political name, and I just don't want to participate in that. So I'm not going to go over there. Here we go. There's Shelby. Let's see if we can get these other players. Here we go, Pamela. We just need, here we go. All right, now, thank you, Evelyn. Yep, Dave's looking good. He's still recovering. He's going to be recovering for about 6 weeks. So, hi, Wes, welcome. We're talking about sacrifice today. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We have, this almost looks like one of the hands in the example that we just looked at. I like to target multiples, so my eye immediately goes to the 3 dots and the dragons. Green dragon, 3 dot. We could maybe play a 3-6-9 dragon hand. We could also maybe play all dragons with wins. So this is a good example of sacrifice, because I think I would let this 6 dot go. Even though we could maybe play a 3-6-9 hand, I would let that 6 dot go. So there goes our first sacrifice. That 6 dot could have been a keeper, because we could maybe have played that second hand from the bottom under 3-6-9, but we have no 9 dot. Okay, so now we have news with dragons. We have a 3-4, 1 suit, 3-4. That looks interesting, but I think I would go for news with dragons because we have news right there. So I would pass 1-3-4. Oh, thank you, Wes. So this 3 now can go. We're looking for dragons and a flower. Okay, we didn't get any dragons. We did get a 3. But I think even though we have potential for like numbers with 3s and dragons, I think having news has greater potential. So I'm going to let the 3 crack go with the 2-1. So we're sacrificing a 3 here because we could play 3s with dragons, especially if we keep seeing 3s. Okay, in this case, no, but a 9 came in. So there was always a little potential for 3, 6, 9. Okay, so we definitely want to keep going. We have 2, 3, 9, 7. This is plenty to let go of here. So let's do 2, 7, 9. We could keep the 3. Maybe they'll come back, but I think I'm more focused on news and dragons. Second hand from the bottom under winds and dragons. There's the 3 dot. Okay, so now this is an example of joker bait, and that it is not helpful during the Charleston. You're better off to pass, break it up and pass. And we're going to keep our dragons because we want to optimize the potential to pair up. So we could have maybe kept that 3 dot and let a dragon go, but then if we got the dragon in that we let go of, then we would be doing the shoulda, coulda, woulda game. And we don't want to do that. We keep getting 3s. I would continue to pass these 3s. I think we have a much stronger potential for news with dragons than 3s with like numbers. Because we would, if we played 3s with dragons in like numbers, we'd have to throw away news. That's equivalent to a Kong. Oh, your learning streak is ending. Kudos. Oh, you won 2 marathons. Wow. 2 quints and a pair hand. Oh my gosh. You need to go into a tournament. Wow. Okay, we're going to pass 3. So we're going to continue to let these go. 4 dot, 6 crack, 9. There was a lot of 3, 6, 9 potential in this, the tiles that have been going around, which means people haven't been keeping those tiles, incidentally. Somebody could, I didn't see a single 8 come around, or 5, 7. 5, 7, 8. I didn't see any 5, 7, 8 go around. So there's a 5. I'm thinking that probably somebody's playing evens and consecutive run with, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we got our flower. Let's let the year tile go.
2 bamboos.
So now we have our pair, which is wonderful. We have our singles with news. That's nice. We need to gather the dragons. That's the kicker here. We have 3 clear discards and an option because we only need 2 Kongs of dragons. So we're in a pretty good position, I think. We can, at this point, use any number of dragon or jokers to help us. So I think a pause on the, oh, you mean a hesitation from at the table? Somebody could be playing a year hand, maybe, or evens. I was thinking that somebody is playing evens. Here's a hesitation on the 9. Somebody might have leveraged the trend with 3, 6, 9.
9 characters.
But they're now 9 crack out, 6 crack out.
4 dots.
Somebody kept the 3s. Do you see that? There are no 3s out right now. I think we should let this 3 dot go next.
1 bamboo.
Somebody might actually call it. So let's let the 3 go. Hi, Judy.
3
welcome.
Dots.
Oh, I played Mahjong in person, by the way, last night with a very nice group of ladies. If any of these ladies are in the audience today, hello. It was a fun night. I enjoyed it very much. It's very nice to play near my home. We're going to pass. So I'm hoping to play more with them. I think another day this month I'll be joining them for a game. Okay, so 9 crack is out. We can let that go.
9 characters.
News with dragons. That's what we're playing.
9 dots. 2 dots.
And today's topic, if you're just joining us, is sacrifice. Sacrificing tiles that you need to either pass
Last win.
defensively or just play smartly during the pick and discard phase. Eventually, you've got to sacrifice tiles because you may be in between hands. In this case, we're not.
4 characters.
We're playing one hand, news with dragon, second hand from the
2
bottom.
dots.
So right now, we're just trying to
9 dots.
watch what's going down to figure out what our opponents are playing so we can discard wisely.
2 bamboos.
Nobody wants the 5 dot or the 9. Okay, here's the first 8. I'm going to let that go now. Let's see if anybody takes it.
8 characters.
Big hesitation there. No 8s went around in the Charleston. Okay, so they didn't take it. So we'll
6
see what
bamboos.
happens there.
9 bamboos.
Oh, we're going to pass.
1 dot.
Okay, we're going to let that go.
9 bamboos. 1 bamboo. 3 dots.
Okay.
2 bamboos.
We need a keeper in here. Okay, let's see. Now 6 dot, we're at 70 tiles remaining. So let's let the 6 go. The 7
6
bam.
bamboos.
The 7 bam is not out yet.
3 characters.
So we're just going to hold it for a little bit longer. There are a couple of,
Pung.
what is it? A train of thought, I guess, with
1 dot.
unseen and seen tiles. So here's the player with 3s.
5 dots.
We're at 67 tiles remaining. We're coming up on the midpoint.
6 characters.
We have a 3 crack pung. All the 3
South
dots are
wind.
out, by the way. Okay, those are concealed. We're just fine on news. But we have unseen tiles here. 3 bam, 7 bam.
5 bamboos.
So probably I would let the 3 bam go
Pung.
first. With a 3 bam pung, they could be
1
playing
character.
little odds, I think, because they have 2s in
Pung.
front of them. Here's 1 3. So 1 3 3 5 with
3
bams.
bamboos.
So, oh, they just threw the bam. Okay, that's interesting. Let's let that go now, since it was just
3
discarded.
bamboos.
Now we're coming up on the midpoint of the game, and we still have 1 unseen tile. There's a group, there are some people who like to
3
discard
bamboos.
the unseen tiles first to sabotage hand development from by their opponents. But I think
2 characters.
that's fine and it works, but I would rather hold unseen tiles for a while
9 bamboos.
because I want to leverage the opportunity
5 dots.
if it presents itself for jokers in exposures.
8
If
characters.
somebody is building around the 7 bam and someone discards it and someone then exposes with a joker, I then
2
have an
characters.
unseen tile in my hand that I can use to do the exchange. That's the idea with holding unseen
3
tiles.
bamboos.
However, there's a sticky point. Around 53 tiles remaining, you want to start gathering
8 characters.
safe discards and give up on that unseen hold, the unseen tiles. You don't
6
want to
characters.
hold on to those. Instead, you want to get them out because we're going into the
9
end game
dots.
in just a couple more picks at that point. So this is when I would start discarding the unseen tiles. So I do think that is a
7
good tactic.
bamboos.
There it goes right there, 7 bam. And we just drew 1. Who knew? All right, so this is not going to be joker bait.
7 bamboos.
All right, so nobody wanted it in this case.
7
3 9
characters.
cracks are out. So this is when I would start looking at my discards and I would hold the safest
5
discards
characters.
for later in the game. One thing that you might notice is that no dragons have been discarded. Somebody else is playing with
East wind.
dragons. There's a dragon. Okay, now
7 bamboos.
I would let this white dragon go next. We're
7
still
characters.
in the middle game. We have one pick left in the middle game. So if
1
you have
dot.
any risky discards, this is when you want to let it go. So we're going to discard that dragon
5
right now.
characters.
Right now.
White dragon.
Big hesitation there. Okay, so they didn't take it.
White dragon.
Interesting. Okay, the player on our right. Now that hesitation came from the player across from us.
White dragon.
There, look, the dragon. And then this other player on the left, they might have a white dragon too. Huh.
White dragon.
That is interesting. Wow. Okay. All right. Now, 6 bam, there are 2 out. And at this point, we're
6
now in the end
bamboos.
game, and we have 2 discards where 3 are out.
Green dragon.
So we have, okay, here, let's Kong.
Kong.
Now we'll discard, let's say the 9. Nobody wants the 9.
9 characters.
And we have one discard.
9 dots.
1 discard with 3 out. So that's a great discard right there.
8 dots.
I was kind of thinking someone has the other dragons. Maybe people were
Kong.
holding the dragons for joker bait.
Red dragon.
Oh, we're not ready. Bummer. Okay, so at least there wasn't more of a hesitation on that red dragon.
North wind.
So we need a joker now. Only 1 joker is visible.
Two bamboos.
9 bam, 3 are out. Let's throw the 1.
1 dot.
Okay.
7 characters. 7 characters. 5 characters.
4 crack. 1 is out. 1 3 crack pung pung. Let's let the 4 go.
4 characters. North wind.
Okay. I want to see what everybody's playing here.
East wind. 7 bamboos.
We need a joker. 4 dot. Okay, let's let it go. If we're going to play to
4
win,
dots.
we got to discard our riskiest tile first. That 4 dot. This player to our right must be doing a 2 4 6 8 hand, maybe.
8 characters.
Okay. Maybe 2 4
3
6 8
characters.
in. Well, they maybe we're not ready here. How many 2 cracks are out? 3. 2 4 6
Red
8
dragon.
and bams. There are 3. Oh darn, we need 2 jokers now. Shoot. So we're probably it's going to be a
dots.
long shot for us to get 2 jokers. There's 1 joker visible. So we have just as much of a chance at getting it as anybody else, but we still need another.
South wind.
We're going to need 2 jokers.
1 character.
And we have 5 picks. We might pick a joker from the wall and then
4
maybe do the
dots.
exchange. Okay, these are out.
6 bamboos.
Hi, Iowa guy.
North wind.
Oh, thank you for the kudos on the video, the fundamentals.
5
Welcome to the game
bamboos.
and welcome to the live stream. And we're playing News with Dragons, second hand from the bottom.
5 characters.
Second hand from the bottom under the, okay, here's 2 dot 14. Let's let the 9 go. There are 2 dots
9
out,
bamboos.
but we're playing the second hand from the bottom under Winds and Dragons.
6 dots. Mahjong.
Aha. Oh, they were trying to, okay, we're going to take a look at what people are doing here. So here we have 4, 5, 6, 7, Pung Pung Con Con, Shelby. Kudos on the win. Over here we have 2, 4, 6, oh no. We have 1, 3, I think they were trying for 1335, but they must have given up on their hand because they had a 3-man. Not sure what was going on there, but oh, that's our hand. Over here, they wanted news. Or maybe like numbers with 8s, gap hand. They have no 8 crack. If they had defined that 8, that joker, as an 8, they might have been able to make like numbers work. I wonder why they discarded the 8 crack. I'm surprised they discarded that 8 crack right there, because they could have been ready to win. Huh. They might not have wanted to discard the West, because I'm a little surprised, because there's a West right there. North, 3 Norths are out, 2 Easts are out, 2 Souths are out. They might have thought that somebody was playing news, which we were, but we had it. So they might have folded and broken up their hand, but I would not have. It looks like they did break up their hand here, because they have North South. Trying to figure out what they were doing there. East. 2 are out. We have 1. This player over here has the other East. So this player might have been trying for news with dragon, or news with 8s, but they broke it up. I would have defined these jokers as an 8 crack and played all 8s with flowers instead. And then, let the wins go. But there's an 8 crack there. So I'm a little perplexed about why they did that. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Your family gets a huge kick out of the video on anxiety for the 2025 card. Can't wait to see the strategy series. Awesome. Ordered your cards. Bought another tile. Oh, you're hooked. Welcome to the madness. Okay, looks like they're a new player. Maybe didn't know about defining jokers. Maybe. Okay, so now here's a kick back and relax. Let's jump there. So our topic for this nitty-gritty session is sacrifice. So we're going to do gameplay with commentary and look for opportunities to demonstrate sacrifice and show that you can recover if you have to sacrifice a potential keeper. This game is very flexible, it's adaptable, and you can make just about anything work, even if you have to sacrifice tiles. So let's see what we can do. We have a pair of Norths, so I'd probably play a wind hand of some kind. Leverage North-South, and then with the rest of these tiles, let's see, the 9 is isolated, so I would let that go, and then probably the 1, 2, and hold 4, 5, 6, 7. We could maybe do the 3rd hand down, but I wouldn't pick a hand yet. I want to see if other winds come in. We might be able to play the first wind hand, which is a nice hand. Okay, here's 3, 4, 5. We could maybe do North-South with pairs, three consecutive pairs. Let's see here. Let's let the 6 go. And then we have 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 7. Let's let the 7 go. Let's see. Actually, we could let the 5 dot. Wait a minute. We should look for maybe like number potential in here, because we could maybe do the news concealed hand with 5s or 7s. So we're definitely in the Wind and Dragon category. We could play the 3rd hand down. We could maybe play the concealed hand. We could even maybe play the 6th hand down, consecutive pairs with North-South. Okay, 6 crack. All right, now we have to sacrifice tiles, because we've got, besides this red dragon, we have tiles tied in. All these tiles are tied in somehow. The 4 I would let go of probably. And then I think what I would do here is let the 3 go, because we have like numbers with 5s or 7s. And we could still maybe do consecutive pairs with North-South using 4 through 7. Okay, so no keepers. And I would not pass like numbers. I would not do it. So we need to sacrifice something else. So I would probably stick with 4, 5, 6. I would not pass two twos. I would probably let a 7 go here. Probably the 7 dot. Okay, so we can still do 5, 6, 7. Let's just see what comes in. A 7, a double 7. Okay, so this is where I would try to leverage that. So 5, 7. So let's see if we can let 2, 4. Let's see, 7s, north, south with 6, 7. We don't have the right 6 at the moment. North and south with 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's pass 2, 4 with a 5. 5 dot. Okay, here we go. North and south congs with pair 5, 6, 7. 3 consecutive pairs. We got a 6 bam. So then I would consider playing north and south with 6 bam, 7 crack. So probably the 5 bam could go, because we could still maybe play the concealed wind hand with 7s. So at the moment we have all keepers aside from the 3 clear discards. So let's just see what happens now. We're waiting on a pass. 5, 6, 7 pairs. That looks like a fun hand to play, but it's a tricky one because you need 3 pairs in hand, which we don't have. You know what I was just thinking? We could do single pair Kong, 5, 6, 7, fourth hand down under consecutive run. Somebody else is playing wins. No wins came through at all. We're going to pass 2. I would consider switching to single pair Kong. It would be a little risky until we get one of the 6s in here. A 7 bam was going around. We might see a 7 bam here. No, we got a 4 and a dragon.
3 bamboos.
All right, so there's another potential hand. This 2, we don't need that at all. But here we have 4, 5, 6, 7 dragon, offsuit dragon, second hand down under consecutive run. So at the moment, we have all keepers right now. We could play the second hand down under consecutive run, the 5th hand or 4th hand down. Okay, now that dragon, I would let that go now. So 4th hand down,
2 characters
under consecutive run, or north and south with consecutive pairs. We just got the 5 crack.
Green dragon.
So I would not play that 4th hand down under consecutive run.
7 dots.
I would go for north and south with consecutive pairs. North, south Kongs with 5, 6, 7. I think I would hold
1 character.
I would hold the 7 bam for a little while. There's a 7 dot.
4 characters.
I would hold the 7s for a bit.
4 bamboos.
So let me use this joker to separate our keepers. The 5, 6 are discards.
5 characters.
That is a pair for us. If we're doing the 5th, let's see, 6th hand down under winds and dragons.
Wind.
Let's see, is that the 5th hand down? 1, 2, 3, 5th. 5th hand down. North and south Kongs with consecutive pairs. 3 consecutive pairs. Oops. I didn't mean to do that.
Red
I don't know
dragon.
why that went up there like that.
Pung. 6 bamboos.
Okay, we'll pass.
6 bamboos.
Nope.
5 bamboos.
No. All right, now 81 tiles. We're just entering the, let's see here, 5. Let's let this 8 go. We're entering the middle game right now. We could still play the 4th hand down. under consecutive
6
run.
characters.
We're going to pass. Okay, there was a hesitation on that besides us. So somebody else has a 6 crack. I'm thinking it's the player to our left.
7 bamboos.
We're going to pass. So now let's see, 7 bam,
West wind.
6 cracker out. There's an east. Okay, now that we have an east, I think I would let the 6 bam go.
6
And
bamboos.
I would consider playing still north and south with
1 dot.
3 consecutive pairs, or the concealed hand with 7s. And there's a 5 bam
4
out
dots.
and a 5 crack. So I would
8
let those go and
bamboos.
go with 7s for the pungs in that concealed hand. There's a north.
5 bamboos.
Okay, so the 6 crack is our only vulnerability.
9 dots.
We have a weakness with the south. We need to build that south.
Hung.
If a north goes down, we have to make a choice between
3
the
dots.
6 hand down and the concealed hand. Okay, now here is a flower. I would not take that or keep it.
Flower.
We have 2 good options without the flower. We could have maybe done like numbers with 7s and news, but we would have to throw away a pair north. I wouldn't do that.
Flower.
I would not do that.
South wind.
Okay, so that's our tile, but we're not ready to call it, and that's okay.
1 dot.
Joker. Okay, so now let's let the 7, it doesn't matter, either one. All right, so this
7
east
dots.
probably would have been a good discard too, but now that we have 2 jokers, we could Kong the south and north, be ready on the 6. Although
Flower.
I would love to draw that 6. We have no control there. We're at the mercy of the wall, but that is our only
6
vulnerability at the moment. Let's just hold this 7 for another go round. We have 2 discards
9
if we play the
bamboos.
6th hand down. We would have 3 discards if we play the concealed hand. There's the south. Let's see here. Oh, we're in between. Let's expedite. We can claim a discard
East
for
wind.
north-south, and nobody took the, let's see here.
4 bamboos.
Nobody took the south. There's still no north out, but it's because we have them. We still need that 6 crack. So
9
this is going to be a little
bamboos.
bit risky. We don't know where that 6 crack is,
9 characters.
but we're ready to, there it is. Okay, now we're on a double weight.
7 bamboos.
So we can win on a north or south, and we're concealed.
9 bamboos.
So we ended up getting the south, which is fantastic.
7 characters.
It's not a done deal, though, because we don't know. Somebody could be playing
White
news,
dragon.
but we could also win with a joker.
Pung.
Okay, so 2 pungs. They could
Green
be playing
dragon.
like numbers. They just threw a dragon. The post-exposure discard is very
4
revealing.
dots.
They are playing a like number hand with dragons.
7 characters.
Okay, we need north-south. So we know they don't have wins. They don't want wins here on the right.
3 characters.
The player across from us doesn't want wins because they threw a west and a south. The player on our left has a pung of norths or 9s. They don't need
2
wins either.
bamboos.
So nobody, based on what I see, nobody needs wins.
3 characters. South wind.
There it is. Mahjong.
Mahjong.
Hello, Misty. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. We have north and south with consecutive pairs. Here we have like numbers with 8s and dragons. They only have 1 discard, which is nice. They have 2. They need a pair of 8 cracks in there. Here we have, it looks like in between a year hand or like numbers with 2s. And here we have 3, let's see, 369, 369 or 3, 4, 5, 369, 5 through 9, they could be doing as well. They're kind of in between the first 369 hand and the first or the second consecutive option on line 1. Line 1. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Thank you for the kudos on that one. That was a fun hand. All right, so let's join. I'm boycotting one of the tables here. I'm not playing that one. I didn't really get what that is all about, but somebody told me it's political. So I don't participate in any political shenanigans. Oh, thank you, JL. So we're just going to wait. Maybe someone will. Here we go. Look, we've got players. Nice. Gail and Misty. Welcome. It's from Game of Thrones. Somebody told me that it had to do with the election or something. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, we have news. I would leverage that. That's equivalent to a Kong block of 4. It's not a Kong though, because it's not identical. I would go for probably like numbers with news, or maybe we could hold the dragons too. Try that news dragon hand. Let's pass 1, 6, 3 here. Thank you, Susan. I don't have a cat. I have a poodle. I have a crotchety poodle. Okay, let's see. Ooh, we got a west. Okay, west. Here we go. Since we have that pair west, I would let the dragon go. And then do 1, 3 here. 1, 3. I would say we're probably playing all wins. So I would let the 5s go at this point. Okay, you thought the political game name was End of the World. Is it? I don't know. Is that right? I really am not into politics at all. I vote. I do my duty as a citizen, but that's it. I really don't like getting into it. I enjoyed Game of Thrones a bit, but some of it was a bit cringy, to be honest. All right, we're looking for wins. Here we go. We got one. East-west pairs. Oh, look, we have pair 5. All right, this is where we need to let it go. So probably I would break it up. I would break it up because I don't want to get stuck with a pair. We have east-west, though. Maybe we could do east and west with Kongs. We have no other tile for that, though. But we could also play news with flowers. Let's just risk it here. I just want to wait one more. News with flowers or east-west with 5s and something else, 4 or 6. So let's see if we get a 4 or a 6. Because we could pung east-west for either hand. 4th hand down, under wins, or the 3rd hand down on the right. We got a 4. Okay, so then now we have to make a choice. I usually don't pass flowers. We could do east and west with 4, 5. Or we could play all wins with flowers. I would keep going, and I think what I would do is sacrifice the 4 because we could still circle back to it. We could still circle back to this 3rd hand down on the right, but I think the 4th hand down is better. Even though we need a pair of flowers, there are 8. And we will likely draw one. We might even get one in the Charleston. But with the third hand down, we have 4 tiles that we can look out for. 4 bam, 4 dot, 6 bam, 6 dot. We got the east. So I think that was worth it. And now we can break up the 5. Well, still, we could have done east-west with Kongs. But at this point, we could pung the west. We need one good pick for the south. But the challenge we have right now is north and the flower. Those are pairs. So we're going to need to draw well. And again, we're at the mercy of the wall. And regardless, you're going to be at the mercy of the wall because you've got to pick your tiles to get yourself in a good position. And you have no control over that. All right, so that applies to everybody, every hand. We just do the best we can with what we get. It's about being resourceful. You got to be resourceful. If you can be resourceful with your tiles, that is a sign of skill if you can do it. And it's one reason why we love the game, because it forces you to be resourceful. I think we made good use of these tiles. And I say we because you're right here with me. I'm not here alone in my home. You are with me right now, here and now. We're a team. Okay, no keepers. We have tiles we can pass. 4 clear discards. We could maybe play the first hand under wins if we want. Okay, they want 3. I would do 3. I would do 1, 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 8. So let's see. We got 2 wins during the Charleston, east, west. A south. Yes. Sweet. Okay, now we need a flower or a north and we'll be set. We have 3 discards. This was a good result, but we are
2
a bit
bamboos.
vulnerable at the moment because we need 2 pair in here, which is why I would consider playing the first hand.
North wind.
Wins. We're not going to do anything there yet. If another
1
north
bamboo.
goes down, I would pung for the first hand on the right.
7 characters.
Because there would only be 1 more north left. So let's keep an eye on the north.
8 characters.
We may pung that north if it goes down.
5
What I want to know is why didn't they pass it? Because we needed it. We needed that north.
3 bamboos.
So let's just see what happens. If we get a flower or a north, I would play the 4th hand down.
5 characters.
If the north goes down, we pung.
West wind.
That we can pung regardless. No, we would Kong. Kong. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and pung.
Pung.
Okay, I don't want to use my only joker.
8 bamboos.
We could still play the first option. Kong north, south, pung east, west. We could still Kong the south for either hand.
8 dots.
That gives us a little bit of time to get a north or a flower from the wall. Now, if a north goes down,
1 character.
it's going to get tight for us.
8 bamboos.
Okay, we don't know what's going on here.
7 dots.
Because of the vulnerability with 2 pair,
1 bamboo.
I think regardless if the south goes down, we could Kong. This is going to be interesting. The nice thing about the first hand under Winds
7
and Dragons is
characters.
you can use any number of jokers. So if a north goes down, we're not going to be able to call it,
7 bamboos.
but we can use jokers. Okay, we don't want to hold dragons.
White dragon. 5 bamboos. East wind.
Okay, we're fine there. We're in between the first hand
8 characters.
on the left or the
8
fourth
dots.
hand down. We're looking for a north or a flower from the wall.
Flower.
Oh. Okay, so nobody wanted the flower.
Five dots. West wind.
Okay.
2 dots.
The statistic or the you
7
can
characters.
expect to draw 1.6 flowers from the wall, and that applies to jokers as well.
5 dots.
So we'll get 1.6 flowers and 1.6 jokers
7 bamboos.
from the wall. It's just a matter of when.
9 dots.
The earlier the better, of course, because then you can,
8
if you need them, is also the key. If you don't need them, then you don't need to pay attention to that at all. But we can expect to draw 1.6 jokers and flowers from the wall.
7 dots.
Either would be appreciated. All would be appreciated.
5 bamboos.
Joker flower. Joker flower keeper. 1 dot. Let's let the 7 go.
7 bamboos. Flower.
Another flower. So that's 2. We have 1, so there's 5 left.
5 bamboos. Red dragon.
6s. Let's let the 1 go.
1 dot.
There are a lot of 5s out, but I don't see any 6s out yet. This player to the right, I think they're doing a 3-6-9.
South wind.
Oh, let's Kong.
Kong. 6 dots.
There's a hesitation there.
Kong.
Aha.
6 characters.
Okay. So now there's a joker over there.
South wind.
We could use jokers if we play the first hand, and we might need to. If
2
we
dots.
don't get a north or a flower from this wall, we'll go with the first hand. Kong, pung, pung, Kong.
2 dots.
And we can use jokers. There's the flower. All right, now we're ready on a north.
6 characters.
Ready on a north. And it's pure, by the way.
Green dragon.
This would be a nice win because we have no jokers in a hand that can use them. Incidentally, we did have 1 joker in our exposure, but it was
1
exchanged.
character.
Even if the hand had a joker at one time, it's the ending result that
7
counts.
bamboos.
So we are ready on a, that, okay, 2 5
5
dots are
dots.
out. We're ready on a north.
8 dots. Two characters. Pung. 3 dots.
North. We need a north. Oh, let's make it pretty.
Flower.
Huh, that flower across from us,
Red dragon.
the player across from us might, oh, the player on our left, they have a 2 crack pung.
8 characters.
They have a 2 dot in front of them. They have 8s in front of them.
4 dots.
They could be doing 2, 4, 6, 8 in 2 suits. 2, 4 crack, 6, 8 dot.
2 characters.
All the 8 dots are out though. The 8 bams are in front of them, so maybe
5
not.
characters.
Maybe they're doing a year hand. There's only 1 white dragon out.
1 dot.
Let's see, I see a 4 dot. They might be doing a year hand on the left.
6 characters.
We are looking for a north.
7 dots. 9 bamboos.
Everybody knows we need a north with
Pung.
these exposures here, but it looks like everyone's playing to
1
win
dot.
because everyone's got exposures. There is a
Flower.
north out. We're good there. 8 dot, that should be fine.
8 dots. 9 bamboos.
We're in the end game now.
4 characters.
Oh, pung. Oh, they didn't take it.
4 characters.
A 1 dot.
1 dot. 4 dots. 9 characters.
That was interesting. They could be playing on the right. They could be playing the first hand on the right.
5 dots.
Oh, we don't need that. 3, 6 bam, 6 dot,
Red
9 crack.
dragon.
There was a hesitation on that 9 crack.
Flower.
I'll bet that's what they're doing. 6 dot, 9 crack. 'Cause here's a 9 dot right here. There's only 1 out though. They could be in between.
1 bamboo. 4 characters.
Where's the north? Uh-oh.
6 bamboos.
They might need that for a pung. Let's hope they're not ready. Ooh, that could have been dangerous. That
7 dots.
that was a dangerous tile, but we're ready to win on a pure hand. I would play to win.
1 character.
Could be risky though. We could be penalized.
Green dragon.
We need a north.
2 dots. 7 characters.
Can't use a joker here either.
Green dragon. 3 characters.
I'm just thinking that somebody might,
8 bamboos.
I don't know, if I drew a north, would I discard it in this situation? I don't know if I
White
would.
dragon.
Oh, here we go. Year hand.
Pung.
Yep.
9 dots.
Oh, pung, pung, kong, kong.
Pung.
There we go.
9 characters.
Aha, they were in between. So it looks like people are playing to win here. They might discard a north.
Five bamboos. 4 dots.
We're getting good discards.
8 bamboos.
Where is that north? Nobody else needs a north.
1 character.
So it's going to be a matter of, are they playing to win or not?
North.
There it
wind.
is. Mahjong.
Mahjong.
That desire to play to win, it's strong. We've got a pure hand here. News with flowers. Well, that was exciting, I must say. Very exciting. Here we have 369. They need a 6-bam, 1 discard. Over here, another 369 hand. And then over here, year hand, ready to win on a 2-bam. Okay, I need to step away for a minute. So bear with me. I will be right back. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed those games. When I get back, we're going to look at the risk assessment matrix and talk about end game discard planning. So give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, thank you for your patience. All right, now let's see. I'm going to share my screen again, and we are going to go back to that presentation. Because we're going to talk about risk. Okay, is everybody with me? When you get to the end game, you have to make a choice at some point towards the end of the middle wall of whether or not you're going to play to win or fold and block. If your potential to win is great, push to win. If your potential to win is slim to none, consider breaking up your hand and discarding safely. The decision is based on several variables. You've got to look at the exposures to see how close you think your opponents are to completing their hand, to see if maybe they could have your tiles. You also need to look at the discards to see how many of your needed tiles are out. And you need to look at the wall to see whether or not your tiles could be in the wall. So those are the variables you would need to consider when you're deciding between a push or a fold. Push-fold judgment is what that's called. And you got to take it pick by pick until you make that decision. So while you're picking one tile at a time, think about the likelihood that a discard is going to be risky and the potential impact that it could have to help you decide whether you want to continue to push or fold. And in Mahjong, fold means to break up your hand and discard safely. It doesn't mean you're going to muck your tiles like in poker, where you muck your cards and you stop playing. That's not how it works in Mahjong. In Mahjong, you break up your hand. That would be the muck. And then you discard as safely as possible. So let's look at the likelihood. A tile having risk where it is unlikely to occur. Risk unlikely to occur. That would be improbable, an improbable risk. Then we have a possible risk where the risk is likely to occur. And then we have probable, where risk is most likely to occur. So improbable, possible, probable. Think about the likelihood of the risk for any given tile that you either have in your hand or that you draw from the wall. Then think about the impact. An acceptable impact could be where your opponents have no exposures, because you're going to have a hard time figuring out what they're playing. So you don't need to put pressure on yourself to know that. It's not always possible. The more information you have to help you with the decision, the more confident you could be with your intel gathering. If nobody has exposures, then discarding a risky tile with someone declaring Mahjong, you shouldn't be hard on yourself about that. However, when someone has exposures, it's going to be easier to figure out what they're playing, and the risk is going to increase. That impact is going to become more intolerable as the exposures are revealed. So no exposures is an acceptable impact. One exposure is would have a tolerable impact. And then when they have two exposures showing, that would be unacceptable, because with two exposures, you should know what they're playing. Additionally, people may have three exposures. That's when the impact would be intolerable. So you have to decide whether you're going to play to win or fold, and think about the impact that's going to happen. Like, for example, we had two pure exposures. Everybody knows that we needed a north. So if you are going to play to win and you discard that risky tile, that would be an unacceptable impact, but that might be okay with you. It just really depends on your personality and your playing style as to whether or not you're going to take that risk. It's your prerogative to do that. I've even discarded with someone who had two exposures. I do that on occasion because who knows, maybe they're not ready. In our case, the North was discarded a couple of rounds of discards prior to when we declared Mahjong. So maybe the other player thought we weren't ready or we didn't have what we needed yet. So you never know. You could take on the risk and then just pay the price, pay the penalty. But thinking about the likelihood and the impact is going to give you that confidence to make the right decision. You want to stay in the acceptable, tolerable range. So if you draw an improbable a tile with improbable risk level with a tolerable impact, for example, you might go ahead and discard. You want to stay in the low to medium impact because it's going to be more and more painful with the impact being unacceptable or intolerable, whether you have your own internal criticism or the side eye from your opponents. So think about that. And then also there's the penalty. If you're playing in a social game where there's no scoring, you could play differently there and there won't be any repercussions. But if you're playing in a cash game where you play for money, you're going to have a penalty. And if you're playing in a tournament, you could have negative scoring, which could affect your overall outcome. So think about this risk assessment matrix in the end game. Think about the likelihood of a tile being risky and the potential income or impact. Eventually, it could affect your income, but the impact with the likelihood together will help you make the right decision. Try to stay in the acceptable, tolerable range if you can with your discards. If you draw something, or draw a tile, or break up your hand and you have a potential unacceptable or intolerable impact, consider folding and blocking, breaking up your hand to discard as safely as possible. All right, so now we're going to finish up and play more games with commentary at Mahjong Time. See if we can find a table here, right here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get a strong deal. Okay, we have a pair of white dragons and a pair of 1 dots. Now, the first thing I think about here is 1, 3, 5 dragon, but we have no 5 dot. That would be a gap. So I would think about plan B. Maybe like numbers with 1s. We have north, east, but we have a pair of 1s here, or white dragons. I would want to try to play something. What about if we play 3, 4, 5, 6 dragon? Let's see. Let the north and the 1 go. So we could play 3, 4, 5, 6 dragon. Second hand down under a consecutive run. Okay, look, we got the 5 dot. East can go, let's see here. 8 can go 1, 3, 5 dragon. Or in between. 1, 3, 5 dragon or 3, 4, 5. Let's see. We have 1 extra tile with 3, 4, 5. Either way, we could get some flexibility here with that 7, even the 8. Let's break this up. Let's pass 1, 5. Let's go for 3 through 7, just because we have a range here. See if we can get a keeper in there. Okay, so now we have 1, 3 north. 1, 3 north, 8. 1, 8. Really doesn't matter here. Okay, 3 through 8. It'd be nice if we can get a multiple in there to help us with our choice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dragon. Nope. Okay, so we're back to where we were from the beginning. Dragon. We don't need that dragon. Okay, here we go. 3, 4, 1, 3. The BAMs have not come in. Well, we gave away a 1 BAM. That wasn't a sacrifice though, because we have no 2. There we go. We got the 8. A 3 dot came in though. Okay, so we might see the 5 dot, 1 dot again. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's what we would focus on. 5, 6, 7, 8. This right here is a little bit risky. 3, 4. We could also still maybe do 1, 3, 5. We have a gap, no 5 dot, which we gave up. We also sacrificed the 1 dot. But we have a good potential here with 5, 6, 7, 8 dragon. The 1 dot came back. We still have no 5 dot though. Okay, let's pass. Look at, we have the 4 dot. The 5 dot could come in and we could play that 5th hand down. 5, 6. Let's see here. There's no gaps with 5 through 8 dragon. Let's let the 4 go and try to get another opportunity for a keeper in here. So let's do 2. We got a keeper, 7. Okay, and now we can go across and break up 1, 3. We need that dragon. Okay, they want 3, and we can do 3. We're looking at 5, 6, 7, 8 dragon. 1, 3, sacrificing 2 pair. We've got 3 pair in our hand. Gather around the most of your multiples. Okay, so no keepers. We're going to be an underdog on this one. Okay, so let's see. Let's discard the east first.
East wind.
So we were the dealer, so we had an extra tile. So we have 5
4
discards. We're an
characters.
underdog, but we have a hand with no gaps. We could pung the 7,
9 characters.
but we've got to wait for everything else. We need to build the dragon
8
and the
characters.
6. Oh, east again.
East wind. 5 dots. 6 dots. Green dragon.
Joker. Let's let the dragon go.
Red dragon.
Okay, then I would let this flower go.
3 dots.
We'll pass.
2 bamboos.
It'd be nice to get a white or a 6 bam. Another joker would be
Flower.
nice. We'll pass. There's the 6 bam. Okay,
Flower.
we're set. So now I'd say we jump up to front runner. We have 3 discards.
1 bamboo.
And we're still in the begin game.
6 characters.
So we're ready to Kong the white, pung the 6
8
and the 7,
bamboos.
ready on the 5. That's a pair for us. Second hand down under consecutive run. There's another 8 though. Okay,
3
now,
dots.
you know what I would consider playing the second
8
hand.
characters.
Second hand from the bottom. Pung, pung, Kong, Kong.
West wind.
Use the white dragon as joker bait and leverage that pung of 7s or pung of 8s. We could Kong that.
4 characters.
Okay, north we don't need.
North wind.
We are set though for this dragon hand, second hand down, but
8 dots.
we'd be waiting on a pair. Let's just see if we can get
3
that 5
bamboos.
bam. I'd rather not be waiting on a pair. I'd rather have a double
Kong.
wait.
1 dot.
So we just wait 1 discard at a time here. See if our tiles go down.
3 characters.
We'll just be
Pung.
patient and we get skipped
1
here.
dot.
We're getting skipped.
3 dots.
Oh my gosh. Huh.
4 dots.
They
4
must be playing 1, 3, 3, 5 little odds because they didn't
4 bamboos.
they didn't take that 3 dot for like numbers and there are 3 out
6
now.
bamboos.
So they're playing. They're going to have our 5 bam. We need a pair there. We might need to
Red
switch to
dragon.
pung pung Kong Kong because of that. Because
1 dot.
they're playing 1, 3, 3, 5. They need a 5 bam Kong, and it's highly
4
likely that they
bamboos.
have at least 2. They could even have more.
6 dots.
We need a pair.
Flower. South wind. Mahjong.
They have 1. They have a 5 dot. Okay, so we discarded that tile, but they're concealed. So I don't feel bad about that. That had an acceptable impact with that discard because we're in the we're not even at the we're almost at the midpoint of the game. So they had a really great Charleston. Okay, let's see. Hi B, welcome. That was a good hand. Very quick. They had a really nice Charleston. Okay, here we go. We should be able to play at least 2 more hands. Okay, now we have 2 crack pair. 2 crack pair, 6, 7 bam, 2, 6, 9 in cracks, 2 crack pair, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 in dots. There's some even potential in here, but we have no 8. We do have a white dragon, so I would consider a year hand. I think I would focus on number tiles and maybe evens. 2 crack pair, the big numbers can go. So let's see if we can get an 8. We might be able to play evens or a year hand. We have a 2 and an 8 now. So I'm thinking evens. It's still not quite gelling though. So let's see here. The north can go, the 9 can go, and then this 1 can go. So we have 2 crack pair, 4, 6. I would consider that second hand from the bottom, but we have a pair gap, no flower. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe we can play the dragon hand, but we need a 4 crack. I don't think so though, actually, because we would need a pair of 2, 4. Pair 2, 4, we have a pung. So, and also, I don't know if you've noticed, but winds are trickling in and out. I think I would keep the 2s. I think I would let the dragon go and then the 6 bam. 2, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6. West, south. It just seems like winds are going to be coming through. Here's 2, 3 winds. Okay, we want to keep going. I'm thinking news concealed or maybe a year hand. Okay. Oh, who stopped it? The player on the left. 2, 6, 8. 2, 8, 4, 6. That would be a gap hand. I want to see how many tiles our opponent wants. They don't want any tiles? Wow. Okay, we can do 2. Let's see, let's keep that 8 and the 6. Let's pass 3. We have no flowers. Let's let the 6 dot go. We could still maybe do a year hand. We could still maybe play like numbers with 2s and wins, concealed wins. We could maybe play 2, 4, 6, 8 in 1 suit. It'll be interesting to see what they're working on over there. Well, we got news. North. Here's 1, 2. Let's let the 1 go.
1 character.
All right. Well, let's just see what we get.
1 dot.
We might be able to do news with like numbers, but we have
1
a
dot.
pair gap. We need flowers.
1 bamboo.
3 dot, 2, 3. News. No, we don't need that 3.
3 dots.
We have options. Let's see here.
7 bamboos.
I would keep news to see if maybe like numbers comes
1
in.
bamboo.
I think this dragon in the 4 can go though.
Flower.
That's what we need. We don't need that.
9 characters. Pung. 7 bamboos. 8 bamboos.
Oh, flower. Joker,
7
flower, keeper.
bamboos.
Joker, flower, keeper. All right.
4 dots.
So at the moment, we're playing a gap hand, no matter how you slice it. 2, 4, 6, 8 in one suit. We're not ready for that. 2, 4, 6, 8 in one suit, or like numbers with twos and news. I think we're closer to like numbers with twos and news.
1 character.
Surely we'll get at least one flower from the wall.
6 bamboos.
There it is. I would let that one go.
White dragon.
All right, so I would play here like numbers with twos and news. Right?
1 bamboo.
Leverage that block of 4 news. We can Kong the 2 crack, wait on the 2
4
dot.
characters.
Oh, that would have been nice for 2, 4, 6, 8. But okay, now 8 crack is out.
1 dot.
We'll let that go. Let's see here. These are out. I think I would. It really doesn't matter at this point.
1 character.
This 8 nobody wants apparently. So this player
North
to our
wind.
right, they have a 3 dot in front of them. 9 crack, 7 bam right there. 1, 3, 7,
5
9
characters.
crack. They could be doing the offsuit
South
dragon
wind.
hand second from the bottom. Odds. Look what we got. Oh man. 2, 4. No, there's already an 8 crack out and a 4
8
crack.
characters.
Oh, look at that. Kong of 6s. A pung of 6s.
5 characters.
That's okay. Sacrifice.
3 dots.
We really don't need it though, so it's not really, it's really more, it's just useless for us. That's not much of a
2
sacrifice.
bamboos.
We just don't need it. We flat don't need it.
6 characters.
Yeah. All right,
3
now this player
bamboos.
to our right, I think we should let this 7 go. They may be doing that second
3
hand from the bottom with
characters.
dragons. 5, 7 in one suit, 7, 9 in this crack suit with a dragon.
9 bamboos.
Oh, maybe they're doing
Mahjong.
aha, 3, 6, 9, second hand down. All right, this is interesting because this player, they had a really good result with the Charleston too, and this player stopped the Charleston. They stopped the Charleston, but they have a lot of discards. Looks to me like they have like numbers with 4s. They could have done the Charleston even with just a few picks in the wall. So that to me tells me either A, they don't understand the power of the Charleston. They're taking the Charleston, well, they don't appreciate the power of the Charleston. That's what it tells me, that they would stop the second round. I want to see if they do it every time. I want to see if they join our table again. Let's see if we can play with them again and see if they do it again. There are some players who stop the Charleston every time. And typically the assumption is that the same tiles go around and they're not interested. Essentially, they're cutting off their nose to spite their face. That's in a nutshell what it is, if I can speak frankly, because the Charleston is designed that way for a reason. There's an optional round to give you another opportunity to gather tiles. Sometimes the same tiles go around, but not always. Sometimes people break up their hand and go with something different, a plan B. When you first get your dealt hand, you have a plan A and a plan B. Halfway through the Charleston, you decide I'm going for plan B because plan A didn't come in. So then all new tiles go out in the second round. That's why you don't want to stop the Charleston out of habit as a rule, because you think the same tiles will go around. It's not how it works. It does happen on occasion, yes, but not always. So you basically are just hurting yourself from being able to further develop your hand. Some people also think that if you stop the Charleston, you're blocking your opponents from developing their hand too, but you're hurting yourself. You're shackling yourself with your opponents. I would rather run hard and fast. I'd rather want to lead the pack. I'd want to blaze a trail rather than be stuck behind or stuck with my opponents. That's my thought process on the Charleston. You want to try to do the full Charleston if you can. And that's where sacrifice comes in. Because if you're in between, sacrifice your weaker hand, your weaker options. If you're between categories, sacrifice the weaker category. If you're between hands, sacrifice the weaker hand. Go with strength. Focus on the strength of your hand, the strongest option. Sacrifice the weakest option. And keep going. All right, we need another player here. Here we go. I was hoping that other player would join. I want to find more opportunities to play with that person. I want to watch their decision making and understand what they're doing. Okay, here we go. We have a pair of threes. That's our target right there, that 3. We have a lot of 2, 3, 4. So that's what I would focus on. 2, 3, 4. We have enough tiles to pass here. 1, 8, 9. Let's say we might be able to use the West. We have no 6, so I wouldn't keep the 9. Okay, we have an East. Oops, get over there. All right, now this is going to be a little risky here. We have 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 2, 4. This 2 is isolated. I think what I would do is let the 2 go here. So that would be a sacrifice. We're sacrificing a 2 because it's in our range, 2, 3, 4. But to mitigate the risk with our passes, let's put the 2 in there. 3, 4, bam. There was addition in there, but I really don't like addition. If the 7 bam comes back, we could consider keeping it. So now we have 6, 8, 9. That I would do. East, West, 3, 4. 3, 4. I'm thinking the winds can go. So here we're going across, right? Are we going across? My initial thought is maybe we could do news with 3s. But now that we have a 3, 4 pair, I would consider letting the East go. And so we would be releasing these winds in the next round at this point. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. Here's a 5. So we're going into the second round. So I'm going to let winds go now. There's my point in what I was saying before, that people change their plans during the Charleston and release new tiles. No winds came through, and now I'm going to send one because we have a 3, 4 pair. No other consecutive tile. 7, 8 we're going around, so I would just keep pushing it through. I would focus on 3, 4, 5 of some kind. 3, 4. We even have a hand in here right now with no gaps. 3, 4 bam, 3, 4 dot, 5 crack pair, concealed consecutive. Okay, so here's a 2, 6. That would go in our range. 3, 4, 5, 6 of some kind. Even the 2, but this 2 is isolated. It's not, even though it's in our range of 2, 3, 4, 5, it's isolated because we have no 3 that can be used with it, considering our pairs. So I'm going to let it go. So we're sacrificing the 2 again. Poor 2. 3, 4, 5, 6 is what we're looking at. There's a 4. Not quite helpful. What I hoped for was a 4 dot, but let's see. So 3, 4, bam, 5, 6, crack, no gaps. We have 3, 4, bam, 4, 5. We have all the 4s, 3, 4, 3, 4. We're going to the right. 3, 4, 5, 6, pung, pung, kong, kong. I think I would pass blind. I would just rather keep my options open, and I don't typically pass flowers. Okay, we got a 5 dot. 3, 4, 5 dot there. We have 1 clear discard. So we have 3, 4 dot, 5, 6 crack. I think that 5 can go. We have 3, 4 bam, 3, 4 dot, 5 crack. It'd be kind of nice to get, let's see here, maybe we should keep that 5 because we could do 3, 4 bam, 3, 4 crack, 5 dot pair. 4 crack here. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. They want 2. Let's do it. We'll let the 6 go. So we're going to sacrifice the pung pung kong kong hand. And that tile did come to us in the Charleston. So I would consider playing a gap hand to leverage this 4 crack. So these would be our discards here. 3, 4 bam, 3, 4 crack, 5 dot pair. The flower, I think I would keep that for a bit because we could maybe do like numbers with 4s and flowers. 4, 4, 2, 3.
9 bamboos.
2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
West wind.
Let's keep the 3 dot. If we had a 1, 2 dot, we could maybe play that quint chow hand.
South wind.
Oh, we don't need a 9.
9 dots.
All right, so we're probably playing the concealed hand here.
9 characters.
We could still do 3, 4 bam, 3, 4 dot, 5 crack pair.
East wind.
Use the 4s joker bait.
5
We could do like
characters.
numbers with 4s and flowers. That's our pair tile. That could be our pair tile if we did 3, 4 bam, 3, 4 dot, 5 crack pair.
5 dots.
That is another pair tile for us. I would consider like numbers with 4s because the 5s
East
are going
wind.
down. Let's just see if the 5s,
9
more
characters.
5s go down. 6, 7.
7 characters.
5 crack is out.
Kong.
Oh, pure Kong.
9 dots. White dragon.
Okay, interesting.
6 characters.
2, 3. 2, 3 potential chow with pungs of 4s and the flower.
8
We would need a
characters.
1 dot, but we can be ready on a single, or we could draw it. We have all
6
keepers right now, but
characters.
we're in between hands. We could do the concealed hand or the 6th hand down under consecutive run, or
1
like
dot.
numbers with 4s. At the
8
moment,
dots.
no 4s are out. 3, 4, 3, 4,
6
5.
characters.
Like numbers, we have all keepers right now for 2 hands, 3 hands. Like numbers with 4s and flowers. The concealed consecutive hand
3 characters.
or the quint chow hand with 4s. 6th hand down under consecutive run.
2 characters.
Don't need that.
9 bamboos.
If the 4 bam and the 4 crack go
3
down,
dots.
I would consider calling that pung pung because we could use pungs of 4s with
West
like
wind.
numbers or the chow hand.
Six dots.
So
South
it would be
wind.
nice to draw a 3 crack. 3 crack, 5 dot.
2 dots.
We're good there. I'm thinking like numbers in the
3
chow
dots.
hand are better. Okay, so now 2 3 dots are out. I would give up on those tiles. No, not the 4 though.
Red dragon.
Oh wait, we want to use that as a chow tile. Okay, so we're still in the same place.
6 bamboos.
Let's see, the 5 crack I think can go.
East wind.
I think the 5 crack can go because we
5
could do
bamboos.
3 4 bam, 3 4 crack, 5 dot pair.
5 bamboos.
2 crack. That we don't need at all.
2 characters.
We
5 bamboos.
we still have potential for like numbers with 4s and flowers. That's why I'm keeping the flower.
Red dragon.
Let's see.
Pung.
1 2 3 4 4 1 2.
North wind.
We don't have to pick a hand. We still have
East
one
wind.
discard. When we run out of this discard here, then we probably need to make a choice. Actually, at this point in the game, midpoint,
8 characters.
this is when you want to know what hand you're playing.
5 characters.
So let's see.
2
The
characters.
least vulnerable option for us would be the chow hand, because we could use jokers with the
7
flowers
dots.
and the 4s are ready to pung.
4 characters.
Let's pung.
Pung.
We're going to go for the chow hand.
5 dots.
We'll go for the chow hand. We're vulnerable
3
with our 1 dot.
characters.
We need a 1 dot chow. 1 2 3 4 4.
3 characters.
We need 1 good pick in here for the flowers.
6 dots.
One of the reasons why I decided to do that is because the 3 crack was out.
4 dots.
All 3 cracks are now out with that other one just going down. And that is what I was considering for the concealed hand.
Flower.
3 4 3 4. Okay, let's pass for now. That's the first flower out. We can wait.
2 bamboos.
I don't want to expose 3 flowers. They would pick at our
5
bones.
characters.
We definitely don't need that.
Green dragon.
So this is a little bit risky. We need that 1 dot.
1 character. West wind. 9 characters.
Okay, this is out. We're at 45 tiles.
2 bamboos.
We're going to let the 3 bam go next. I probably should have discarded that 3 bam, but that's okay. We'll be all right.
Flower.
It just looks like, okay, let's wait. That's the second flower.
8 dots.
It looks like nobody's playing
1
3 6
bamboo.
9. Somebody could be playing little odds though.
Kong.
Well, there's ones, like numbers with 1s.
2 dots.
So they're going to need a 1 dot pair. We're going to pass. 1 dot pair, 1 dot is out. That leaves 1 dot remaining.
3 dots.
1 dot remaining. So we still may be able to pull this off because they just need a pair of 1s.
2 characters.
Okay, let's let that go.
3 bamboos.
All right, we made it. We're not
9
out of the woods yet.
bamboos.
We still need that 1 dot, but we've got jokers for the
South
flowers.
wind.
We don't need to expose any of that.
9 dots.
Okay, let's see. We'll let the 8 go.
8 characters. Flower.
No, we're going to stay put.
3 bamboos. 9 bamboos.
Okay, let's see. Let's let the 1 go.
1 character.
This was just thrown. They must have their pair already.
6 characters. South wind. 7 dots.
I would love to draw a flower. Okay, 7 bam. Let's let that go now. They have 1 exposure, so this
7
impact would be
bamboos.
acceptable, or it would be tolerable. With 1 exposure, that had a tolerable, there would have been
9
a
dots.
tolerable impact if they had taken it.
6 bamboos.
Considering that risk assessment matrix.
5 bamboos.
North, we don't need that.
North wind. Flower.
Oh, how many? 3. Let's quint.
Quint.
Because this makes us ready to win.
3 bamboos.
Now, are people going to pick at these? Maybe. But we're ready to win. Instead of
8
waiting,
bamboos.
we're ready on a 1 dot now.
Kong. 8 characters. North wind.
This is risky right here. Big time. That's a huge red flag.
5 dots.
The fact that I'd be willing to risk these jokers like this means I'm ready to win. I don't think anybody would do that unless they're ready. Now, what we're playing,
Flower.
they have to know that we're ready on a 1. Oh, so that was risky. That was a risky move, but the 1 is in the wall, so I'm okay with that. Like numbers with dragons, and that decision made us ready to win. They have 1 dot. We were waiting for it. So I think that was worth it. I don't feel bad about that. When you're playing this game, try not to, I know this is easier said than done, but try not to kick yourself. It's a game. And yes, it's meaningful. It has lots of meaning in it to many of us who are drawn to the game, many of us who have a passion for the game. We play for different reasons. For the most part, it challenges our minds. It gets us involved socially. And we just enjoy the challenge. It's just a lot of fun to play. So when you are playing and you do something that results in somebody winning the game, don't kick yourself over it. Learn from it, of course, and decide, kind of do an assessment to see if you would have played it any differently. But try not to beat yourself up for making a mistake or giving somebody a winning tile. It's a game. And yes, we want to improve. Yes, we want to win, but the enjoyment of the game should always be of utmost importance. And nobody's lives are at risk. It's okay to make mistakes. So try not to feel nervous about it. If you're playing with people who are better than you, people who are more advanced than you in their experience or longevity in the game, if they're veterans and you're new, try not to put yourself under a microscope for them. Just play the game and enjoy it. Have fun, learn along the way. And to me, that's the best way to play the game. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. I think the risk was worth it. We were ready to win. Ready to win on a single. I think I would have done the same thing. It was agonizing, though, that decision to make an exposure with 3 jokers like that. And it did give them a win. So would I do it differently? I don't think so. I think I would have done it if I were to be in this situation again. I think I would have played it that way. It's a game, and there are risks in every decision that you make in the game. Some are acceptable, some tolerable, some unacceptable, and some intolerable, just like that risk assessment matrix. They had 1 exposure, so I think that was an acceptable decision. Risky, but acceptable. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you found this session helpful. And if you have any questions, please let me know. If you would like to study that risk assessment matrix, it's in my wiki. If you look at, what was it? Where is it? Hold on a second. I think it's on Weight Patterns Matter. It's under weight patterns. Let me just put that in there. Why weight patterns matter. That's where you can find that risk assessment matrix. I'll put it in the video description below so you can access that and check that out. Oh, thank you, JL. And again, moderators, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your help so much. And also, I just want to give another shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for supporting MAHJLIFE. We'll be back again tomorrow for the Obsessed tier Let's Play live stream. And then members only Let's Play live stream on Wednesday. We'll do a Beat the Pro on Thursday. And then we'll be back again on Friday night for Simply Social and more Beat the Pro. I hope to see you at those live streams. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos, and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks be keepers.